topic, as we already said, the connected technology for advancing infrastructure. So the mission statement of the company. So as a company, Bentley is established in 1984. We have offices over 84 countries amongst different locations. And the vision of the company and the mission is of our company is to provide innovative software solution and services to the enterprises who design, build, and operate world's infrastructure for further advancement. Now let us take a quick tour of a virtual Bentley city. This is a Bentley's Infra city. We call it as Bentley's Infra city. So if we see for next 2-3 minutes about this, you can see the different aspects of the infrastructure. As we are today, we are talking about steel structure, high-rise steel buildings, we are talking about steel bridges, we are talking about utilities like airport, facilities like railway stations. So if you see the diagrams, this 3D city, we start with the process plant here in this side. We go to the campuses and the building. Then we have subsurface utilities like water, wastewater. We have plant, we have airports, we have offshore structures. So all this together contributes to the world's infrastructure. So there is nothing apart from this which is a part of infrastructure. So we tried to amalgamate whole infrastructure in a particular slide as a Bentley's virtual infra city and presenting in front of you. The idea here why we wanted to present this in front of you like that. So we need different, as we progress doing design, starting from conceptualization to the final design, we need different type of technical solution to assist the engineer so that we can go for further advancement of technology. So now the idea is that if you ask tomorrow that, hey Bentley, do you have a solution in the offshore field? I say yes. You say, hey Bentley, we are doing a high-rise skyscraper. Do you have a solution? I say yes. You say yes, actually we are building, we have got a contract, we are building an entire city which will include campuses, which will include institutions, residential building, subsurface utilities. What do we do? Do we have a solution? We say yes. So if we move forward and we talk about industry observation, so we start with an idea virtualization first. So what is basically idea virtualization? So our honorable panel of the speakers they were discussing in the first half. So they were talking about whether this building will be steel or this will be concrete. How do we decide? Whether this will be more economical under given a particular scenario. So how do we decide? So I see Dr. Jain, Mr. Mahimtura, and all respected colleagues, they were talking and discussing on that. So this is basically, prior to the starting of a design, we need to create a virtualized model. It's a computerized model of whatever you are going to execute. So idea needs to be virtualized, and now we have options and with the technological advancement, we are providing you the tools where you can create different models, virtual models, and decide amongst based upon the actual in-field scenario that which is going to be best. So you have an option so that you can virtualize your idea. Integrated process, any building, let's talk about high-rise steel building, 150 story. It's not only about structural engineer creating a 3D structural model, doing an earthquake analysis, putting zone factor, response reduction factor. No, it starts with from the architectural side. Like Mr. Gomes has presented here as a nice building, architectural building. Also, he has presented the bird's nest while he was presenting first. So this start with the virtualization stage where you start with an architectural planning. So there's architectural team involved, there is structural design team involved. Does that complete? No. It goes into MEP, it goes into HVAC, it goes into electrical. So all the utilities, even you need the subsurface utilities like sewerage line, water line. So a project is basically should be integrated because the dispersed design teams or the divisions working for a particular project for a common goal. So won't it be beautiful if we have a common data environment where the teams from different locations maybe can integrate and work for a common goal, like a high-rise structure, like an airport or anything. Third, we move to analysis and simulation. It's my favorite topic as an engineer, as I started my career as a structural analysis guy. So So analysis doesn't mean only structural analysis, any kind of analysis, whether this structure will be suitable for this kind of an environment, whether this will be suitable cost versus benefit effect. Let's say if we talk about the structural analysis itself, because see, for the high-rise structure, the structural stability and analysis is quite important, right? So Bentley gives you an option, started with the idea of virtualization. You can create different option of the structure. Maybe let's say your steel building, whether you plan it to be a central core building or you put it as an X-bracing building, you want to have your rigid diaphragm action. So you have, as a structural designer, you have multiple models coming to your mind that this can happen like this or this. So which one is better? We don't have that time manually to calculate 20 scenarios or 20 type of model. Bentley's latest technology for the structural solutions provides you to do an optioneering. You can create different option models for same project and run it in Bentley's cloud-based technology. It comes with free with the solution. And you can get different analytical results which you can compare. This is available in latest STAAD Pro Connect edition. You go for RAM structural system, which is another solution for Bentley, which gives you a wonderful analytical insight. So you can do analytics, analysis and simulation. I just talked about the structural portion. You can do for other solutions also. I think this is one of the biggest challenges the industry is facing today, constructability. Structural engineer doing something, and then the final drawing output is coming, and while in the construction site they are creating, they are saying something. There's a problem for actually laying out that beam or including that segment. So it is very, very important, and I think industry is shaping towards that we create the construction models which should actually reference with our actual engineering drawing models from where they need to create or construct the structure. It should be easy. So Bentley technology provides you an option where you can create construction models which are no different, or rather which is integrated with your actual maybe an architectural model or a structural model, so that it helps you in doing the constructability. Now, as we talk about cost benefit, why people investing in India, many overseas companies? Because we have talent. And at the same time, India is maybe manpower, no, not maybe, manpower is cheap. You get cheap and best talent in terms of engineering domain for India. So your structural design team may be in India. Your architect, Mr. Gomes, may be sitting in Spain. Maybe the owner is sitting in somewhere in US. So we have globally dispersed teams, but working for a common particular project. So how do we address that? So we need a particular common data environment, a single source of truth, which is fulfilled by Bentley's project-wise solution, which I'll talk a little bit elaborately once I move forward, so that all the dispersed teams are integrated virtually together to work in a real project. Last but not the least, knowledge management. So if you are doing a project, again we spoke, our panelists were speaking that how do you decide that do you take a reference from your old project that this type of structure was built, so next project is somehow similar to that, do you do that? Yes, people do. We take reference from our past projects that, okay, this skyscraper was like that, this much time was invested in. So we need a repository. So people used to keep 20 feet long, 20 feet high files. Those days are gone. We keep now virtual models. So keeping the knowledge repository of dispersed design teams which are integrated together, which will help you in the design, construction, commissioning, operation of the same project. At the same time, you can use it for your future reference with a single click. So Bentley provides you with that technology. You know this is a typical life cycle project, so I am not going into details of that. BIM. So BIM, people started off thinking BIM is a product. People thought. So industry, as compared to other parts in the world like US, Singapore, India, we are a little bit behind, but we should catch up in pace in a short while. So people thought BIM is basically a software. It is not a software. Basically, it's a process. BIM, it's a process. So from where BIM, conceptualization of BIM, from where it started? It actually started while my friend Mr. Gomes was showing that in 17th century somebody drawing a architectural plan in paper. So that was starting of BIM. So BIM is now taking advancement and we're going to 3D, BIM level 3, we are talking BIM level 2, so that now we are creating virtual models or intellectual models, which you call actually rather instead of building information modeling, we should tell them as an information model, because they not only store information regarding building, but about your whole project, including subsurface utilities, MEP and all. So BIM is the mandate. So Singapore government have recently mandated the BIM technology, BIM, and they're adopting for all that. India, we hope that very soon we'll be adopting. People have started adopting the BIM technology for India, and we should move quickly. So BIM for buildings, BIM for bridges, BIM for highways and flyovers, BIM for utilities, like these are the processing plants, maybe chemical or pharmaceutical. As I already talking about dispersed design team sitting somewhere, MEP team sitting somewhere. So Bentley supports in a strong way the federated approach, federated project data. So let's say this is the steel building we are constructing. So these all different teams are working. So this approach helps you to reduce the burden of unnecessary information cluttering a particular team. Your mechanical team may not be requiring a particular set of information, but rather he will be requiring something. Structural team may require something, but they are working in an integrated way. So in the same common data platform where they can share engineering informations with seamless integration and using solutions that helps to create a common single project. So they don't have to use different softwares. Different team can work in collaboration, but they can work independently. So that's basically a federated project approach. Design coordination and review, the picture itself says if we do not do that, pipe going inside my I-beam, plate girder rather. So design coordination and review is quite important. Bentley's project-wise navigator helps you to lively check. In fact, from site, it helps you with the mobile apps and all. Site people can quickly take a picture, send to your engineering team, and they can collaborate. That changes in the model. Construction models, what I was talking about. So these are the construction models actually can create, which sometimes helps 3D model. People are moving towards more, obviously the construction drawings are 2D drawings till a date, but sometimes we need more clarity in terms of construction so that people can refer to the construction model. Similarly, going to analysis and simulation. This is something interesting. This is design understanding. So how do we started? Basically, we started in 17th century with 2D drawings. Then 3D drawings came, but eventually, finally, the output, while you are giving the people who are constructing to the site is actually generally 2D outputs in most of the times for ease of operation. So it is evident that obviously we need a 3D model, at the same time we need 2D drawings for actual construction, ease of understanding. So this is called as hypermodeling. In hypermodeling, actually you're in the whole model, you can actually embed your 2D drawings. So from the whole model, you can actually take a reference and do the call outs in your 2D sheets. Now you have your 2D sheets ready. You can do your editing, put your tags as per your company standards, do your changes, make some changes, and if you want to then again refer that, okay, this may be a part of my window. So where it is actually, you can double click on the 2D drawing and that would refer to your 3D model. That's called as a seamless integration and hypermodeling. You can also attach your other reference file, maybe what cost is associated to that, maybe what is the video, how the rendered view looks. You do not need to create a whole model as a rendered model, but rather just a screenshot that how the rendered view of that particular facade would look, that you can do. Obviously, as I spoke about design documentation, this is again quite important. Project team collaboration. So people are talking about collaboration, everywhere it is collaboration. So Bentley's project-wise technology provides you a collaborative environment where you can share engineering information amongst the teams, amongst the contractors. So here you see the contractor, who are the stakeholders. In this morning we have been talking about different stakeholders like builders, designers, architects. So these are different stakeholders. Amongst them, there is a seamless integration needed to share the data. So and also they need to see what are the changes there, what are the latest updated files are there. So the Bentley's project-wise provides a single source of truth for common data environment, which helps you to quickly access, check, give your comments, approve your drawings, get a reference, see what are the changes done from last version from a single repository, single source of truth. That Bentley project-wise helps you. Interoperability. So you see, so apart from Bentley, I have put slides of many companies. It's not basically we are promoting Bentley or promoting other company. As I already started my statement with, we belong to a fraternity where we do design, build and operate world's infrastructure. So these are our colleague companies which are also in this domain, who are also creating some good technologies to, for the advancement of world's infrastructure. So we actually do complement each other. So it's not like Bentley software you are using, that means only Bentley. Bentley allows you, or Bentley's technology allows so that there is a seamless integration between other good technologies which maybe other service providers are providing in the market. iModel is a tool for sharing the information through different model in a particular neutral file format so that it is acceptable to Bentley's software, and you can exchange the data from other solutions. This is information mobility. You can take a live picture, walk through, see through Bentley's navigator, project-wise navigator, and you can see how you're walking through. It refers to your coordinates of the structure, and at the same time you can see what is a virtual model, and whether your actual model is like that. In actual model, see some pipe is there. Yeah, virtual model pipe was not there. So that you can quickly give a markup over there. If you have an internet connection, directly goes to your repository, and your team is saying, oh, there's a mistake. So it's rectified on real time. So that's that type of information mobility we provide. Now let's quickly talk about few solutions. Yep. So let's quickly talk about the solutions which can help you creating any steel structure. Apart from steel structure also you can do. Ecosystem Building Designer, it provides you the 3D building information model for any kind of a structure. Here you move to RAM structural systems, which provides you along with STAD, you can create your structural model. Then obviously our all favorite STAD. Then you go for your final detailed drawing for the pro structure, where you can do concrete detailing as well as 3D detailing for the steel, and automatically generate drawing sheets from that. So altogether, this is called as a structural enterprise. So Bentley has a unique licensing offering, which is called structural enterprise licensing, where you can do steel, you can do concrete, you can do connection design. If you are interested more to know about the offerings and solutions, we have our booth outside this hall. We can always talk and catch up after the event or during the break. So these are one of the couple of case studies where Bentley technology has been used. This is in year-end infrastructure event, recently happened just 1 month back in Singapore. This is a unique building. The facade was designed like that. It used to accommodate the solar panel. This building is called as a net zero energy building in US. So this is 160,000 square feet area of this building. So this net zero energy means basically they produce their own energy, at the same time they reduce the emission of the greenhouse gases. So this is one of the unique technology. And second, I think I don't have that picture, but my friend Mr. Gomes has shown that the bird's nest. So Bentley's microstation technology was, we were proud to say that we were also associated with that project, and Bentley's microstation technology was complementing that huge iconic project. This is again an iconic project in China, 500-meter aperture spherical radio telescope. This basically is size of 30 football grounds, and mostly cable and steel structure. Bentley's EcoSim, microstation and ProStructure, these technologies are used in this project. How they helped it? They helped it saving 1,300 man hours in design, man days in design, 400 man days in review, and 400 in construction. So you see few years, it's actually saved few years. So I think that's how we are there, and we are committed to provide better technology for advancing infrastructure, to be a partner with you.
Around the world, engineers and architects, constructors and owner-operators are using Bentley's software solutions to design, build and operate the infrastructure that sustains our economy and our environment. Together, we are advancing infrastructure.
Bentley software has helped us deliver a successful Crossrail. Together with Bentley, Crossrail have created the Information Academy. It's about creating an environment for people to work together really much more efficiently and effectively than they've ever done before.
It is the front of house for our Emirates, so we wanted to do something spectacular, something iconic, something everybody will remember.
We chose Bentley. There are not many competitors who could do a project on this scale.
We wanted to use technology, digital technology, to do it in the best possible way. For this, we use Bentley software.
We're very proud of the association with Bentley Sachs. It's allowed us to be a leader in the industry.
And more important is, the Bentley management has worked with us to help us feel that comfort to work with Bentley. And that is what is driving us.
Bentley, advancing infrastructure.
Thank you very much.